Yeah, of course. I don't know if I had a choice, but
I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the Monday, May 20th, 2024 meeting of the El Monte City School District Board of Education, and it is a night of celebration. Thank you all so much for being here. I'd like to begin with roll call. Mrs. Cobian?
Present.
Mr. Peralta?
Present.
Mrs. Mendez Garcia?
Present.
And Mr. Segrist?
Present.
And Rivas present as well. Tonight, we have a special guest leading us in the flag salute. I would like to welcome Vera Santana, Cherry Lee student, to come forward and lead us in the pledge.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce one of our students and leaders at Cherry Lee. My name is Renee Kwan. I am the principal. Our student is an El Monte native, has attended Cherry Lee Elementary since kindergarten. She is currently in 5th grade at Cherry Lee. At a young age, Vera showed an interest in leadership and joined the Lighthouse team. She has also participated in 2 Cherry Lee musical productions, was a junior coach, has achieved the honor roll, is part of the GATE program, is active in her El Monte community as a Cub Scout, travels often with her mom, dad, older brother, and 2 younger siblings, and she enjoys writing and drawing in her free time. Please give a round of applause to Vera Santana.
Good evening. Will everyone please stand up for the flag salute? Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome El Monte City School District Board members, staff and families, Board President, and Superintendent Dr. Garcia. Hello, my name is Vera Santana. I'm a 5th grader at Cherry Lee. I'd like to share a few updates about our school with you today. But first, let me share what I think makes Cherry Lee special. In my opinion, the community makes Cherry Lee feel special. The support I get not only from students, but also staff, and also the fact that I know almost everybody there. It's like my second home. There's always new things to do at Cherry Lee, new clubs, new places to go, and there's always something to look forward to. Those are a few of the many things that make Cherry Lee feel special. I've been at Cherry Lee since kinder. It's the school I know. I like the person I'm becoming, and Cherry Lee is a big part of that. Thank you. At Cherry Lee, our mission is to inspire, empower, and lead so that our students become leaders who are prepared for success in college, career, and life. We accomplish this by focusing on academic excellence, leadership, and partnership with students and families. At Cherry Lee School, we believe that academic excellence is the foundation for lifelong learning and success. We focus on developing critical thinking skills, a strong work ethic, and a love for knowledge that goes beyond the classroom. Every day, students participate in engaging and challenging lessons that are tailored to meet their individual needs. In English language arts, our goal for all students to be proficient readers by the end of 3rd grade. We emphasize phonics in the lower grades and on writing skills in the upper grades. In math, we use CGI, which includes a daily problem-solving activity that helps us practice critical thinking. We also have number sense routines that involve exploration and discussion to promote creative thinking, making connections, and understanding mathematical concepts in real-life situations. Our teachers concentrate on a few essential outcomes for all students each year. They meet every week as a professional learning community to plan these outcomes, assess and monitor student progress, and make plans to provide additional time and support for students who need it. What do students think about our academic program? According to one student, Cherry Lee has helped me grow in areas such as writing and math. I've grown a liking towards math to the way I've been taught here at Cherry Lee. I've also improved in my writing after studying grammar and vocabulary. Another student shared, I have grown a lot over the years at Cherry Lee. I am not the best at math, but my teachers have always encouraged me. They always find a way to help me with a better mindset. Here are a few pictures of academics at Cherry Lee. At Cherry Lee School, we believe that teaching and practicing leadership is essential for our students' personal and academic growth. Leadership skills empower students to take initiative, build confidence, and collaborate effectively, preparing them for success in school, at home, and in their future careers. We teach leadership through the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People framework. Teachers explain each habit, and students are celebrated for demonstrating them. Students receive leadership tickets when they are caught being a leader by practicing one or more of the habits. To foster, beginning with the end in mind and putting first things first, students maintain leadership binders to set and track academic and personal goals, which they present to parents during conferences. Each month, we focus on one habit as a school, with grade level presentations at the monthly assembly. We also hold a Leader of the Month assembly to recognize outstanding student leaders from each classroom and on the playground. Additionally, student leaders participate in the Student Lighthouse team, meeting weekly to plan leadership activities and discuss ways to improve campus culture. Finally, students can volunteer as junior coaches during recess, leading games and ensuring a safe, orderly environment. I'd like to announce that Cherry Lee has been certified as a Lighthouse School by the Leader in Me organization last month. What do students think about leadership at Cherry Lee? One student shared, I've been in Lighthouse at Cherry Lee since 3rd grade. It has helped me practice leading a team and learned the best ways to become a leader. During group projects, I usually take the role of group leader. Another student shared, I am on the Lighthouse team. I joined because I want to be more responsible, and the Lighthouse team gives me the opportunity to grow and practice leadership. One thing that I especially liked is when we visited the retirement home, sang to them, and brought them gifts. Here are a few pictures of leadership at Cherry Lee. At Cherry Lee School, we believe that family and student engagement is vital to student success. When families and students actively participate in school activities and events, it fosters a strong sense of community and belonging. This involvement enhances students' academic achievement, social skills, and overall well-being. At Cherry Lee School, we foster family and student engagement through regular communication, workshops, community events, and diverse student activities. We keep families informed via newsletters, emails, conferences, and offer workshops to support parents in their child's education or community events to bring everybody together, celebrating our diverse community. Additionally, various student activities and clubs allow students to explore interests and develop skills. This comprehensive approach creates a supportive environment that enhances student success and fosters a sense of belonging. A list of events, activities, and clubs that we hosted this year are displayed here. Here are a few pictures of engagement at Cherry Lee. In closing, I'd like to share a few announcements. Congratulations to Ms. Marilyn Edwards, our school librarian, who is being honored as the EMC SD Classified Employee of the Year. Let's give Ms. Marilyn a round of applause. This week on Tuesday and Wednesday at 5:30 p.m., Cherry Lee is very proud to present our production of Shrek, which we have been practicing for many months. I am playing the role of storyteller number 3. Hopes to see you there. Lastly, on June 2nd, our students will participate in the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival, where the short films that we scripted, filmed, and edited all year will premiere at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood, California. I played the role of Kylie for a short film titled New Girl, and was the gaffer for a short film titled Something Rotten in Fruit Town. We are excited to showcase the results of all of our hard work with the Youth Cinema Project. Thank you for your time and attention today. On behalf of Cherry Lee School, I want to express our heartfelt gratitude to the board attendees. We are incredibly proud of our school and our wonderful community. Your commitment helps us strive for excellence in academics, leadership, and family engagement. Thank you for being part of our journey.
Vera, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. We appreciate learning all those details about Cherry Lee and your appreciation for your school. At this time, it's time for cabinet reports, so I'll turn things over to Dr. Garcia.
Thank you, President Rivas, governing board members. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome our school community here. In retrospect, I think we should have Vera do all of our cabinet updates, but because we didn't coordinate that in advance, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Herrera, who's going to kick it off.
No pressure. That was a tough act to follow, I guess, right? So we'll start with business services and all the wonderful things that we had to report in business services. First, starting with some updates regarding school meal standards. So as you're aware, the United States Department of Agriculture sets meal standards for school meals. And I always have to enlighten children that come up to me at school and ask, why do we not have donuts and soda on the lunch menu, right? Well, there are certain requirements that we have to be in compliance with. So to that end, there was some updates that came out recently, and the USDA announced some updated nutritional standards that will impact school meals starting in the 2025-26 school year. They are gradually scaling back the sugar and sodium levels in school meals. There was some concern that they were going to pull chocolate milk and some other flavored milks off of the menu, but that was not the case, so that can continue to be offered on our breakfast and lunch menus. But there are some areas that are impacted in the area of cereal, yogurts, and flavored milk. Our school district will continue to work with different food producers to make sure that we have items on our menu that are compliant with the new standards that are going to affect in 2025-26. And we're very excited to introduce healthier and healthier meals to our students. As we move forward to the next item that we want to bring your attention to regarding Potrero School. As you recall, a few months ago, the board gave the authority to proceed with the removal of a few portable classrooms at Potrero School. And we have been working on that over the past few months. We successfully auctioned off 5 portable modular classrooms at Potrero School, located on the southwest side of the campus. And that should be all completed by the end of this week, the end of the month at the latest. And with the removal of the 5 portable classrooms, it provides the district an opportunity to reimagine what that space can look like to alleviate some parking congestion and issues that are present at that school site. The other item to point your attention to is our study trips. So as we reach the end of the school year, we want to provide some information for the school board and the school community. This school year, we have provided 250 field trips or study trips. They are wonderful opportunities for students to continue the learning outside of the classroom and off campus. And so we're very fortunate and happy in business service to play a role in making sure the buses arrive on time, that we have the meals that are all packed. And that's just a small piece of it, right? There's parent volunteers, there's the teacher aspect of it, there's all the coordination that goes into it. And so we just want to provide that information so the board and the community is aware of all the fun things that we're doing this year in the area of study trips. And the last item is in the area of the budget. So as we look at the May revision, what is the May revise, right? So when we look at the budget, it's a fiscal year at the state level of July 1st through June 30th. In January of each year, the governor comes out with a proposal for the next fiscal year's budget. And so a few months ago, Governor Newsom released the budget proposal in January. After tax day came and went in April, they have a chance to update their revenue projections. And last week, information was released via the May revision. There will be one more opportunity in a few weeks from now in June when the legislator and the governor get together and sign the final budget. We don't imagine too many changes between now and June, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were some minor changes. Some things to highlight is the revenues continue to underperform at the state level. As we look at the cost of living adjustment or the increase in per pupil funding for the next fiscal year, it's projected at 1% in public schools. And now in order to prevent some cuts, because there is a rather large revenue shortfall at the state level, the governor is proposing to use what's left of the Proposition 98 rainy day fund to make sure that there's no cuts that schools are impacted with in this upcoming fiscal year. Now, although that's why that reserve is there, what is concerning is that it took 10 years to build up the reserve, and in one budget cycle, they're depleting it all. So we'll see how that impacts school districts in the following fiscal year in 2025-26. In order to deplete what was left of the rainy day fund up at the state level, Governor Newsom declared a state budget emergency. And so that's the May revision in a nutshell. And now I'll turn over to Dr. Pinedo.
Thank you. So thanks to the governing board and our community, we had the privilege of sending our 8th grade students to Washington, D.C. for 5 days. And they had an amazing experience that you'll be hearing about from 2 of our students in just a bit. But I wanted to share with you a video that highlights their trip.
Some of my highlights have probably been the National Archives, and I'm gonna have to say going to the African American Museum of Arts and Culture, I believe.
The Lincoln Memorial. My favorite thing is probably the museums.
The beautiful view. What I like about this trip is that I get to visit real locations that I've studied during my whole childhood, during class, seeing pictures during like history books, and it's a dream seeing them like real life and actually taking pictures.
The Thomas Jefferson Memorial was very beautiful and all the lights.
There was also like some waterfalls there, and I think that made it way better.
Really tall buildings. We don't have that in California. So.
I think the museums.
Yeah, I also think the museums too, and like all of the sculptures and statues.
I'd say that my favorite part of this trip was just seeing all of these beautiful monuments and all these memorials, and I think that it shows like how the pride of our country, and it's amazing.
Seeing like the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights and whatnot on like textbooks or computers is one thing, but being able to actually be there in person, like no less than like a foot away from it, is actually astounding.
I feel like the museums are really important and they stand out because back in like LA and California, we don't really have museums based on our history, and it's just really cool to see items that we talk about in history class in real life. I feel like because of like the tall buildings, like the architecture is like really like stands out because you don't see that very often, and I feel like we can really see it come to life, like what we learn in like history.
It was very nice. There was a bunch of statues. I thought they were very nice. The scenery, everything was pretty nice.
We got to visit like a lot of memorials and museums, and there's just like a lot of walking, but besides that,
Well, Washington, D.C. is basically like it's the heart of America. It's where everything's stationed. It's where everything is. I'd say come here if you have the chance.
They should allow kids to come to this trip because it is historical. It is amazing to actually experience firsthand, and all in all, it's beautiful. Yeah.
I think that being with our friends in a hotel and just having this independence really is really exciting. I think it allows us to grow up a little more and just have a lot of fun together, make memories. It's more than just reading it in a textbook and seeing it in these pictures. I think that it really is, it makes you in awe because you see these things all your life and then you finally see them, it's like, whoa. So I think that you should allow your children and just come.
I'm grateful for everyone that made the trip possible, and yeah, I'm just really grateful for everything.
I get a little choked up. So I think they had a packed agenda from 6 in the morning to 9, 10 o'clock at night every day. And I have to ask some teachers, but I know they got a lot of steps in on those days and they had a wonderful time. And then we had our first ever family art night here in our district, our boardroom, and out in the parking lot. And we had a lot of families attend. I want to say about 500 of our families, or 500 people attended, so family units. And so they came, they engaged in arts and crafts, some really great art activities that were led by our teachers. And they also performed in, we had a showcase of some of our ELOT programming, so our engagement and enrichment opportunities. So we had some break dancing going on, we had musical theater performances, and we had cheerleaders performing as well. And our nutrition services was here passing out popcorn and, doing different flavors for kids to try out. And it was a big collaborative event. Our families had a great time, and this is the first of many. And then last week, we had an amazing musical theater showcase. It was essentially a review. So it was one musical theater song from each of our schools. And we did this in partnership with Center Stage from Monrovia, and it was a wonderful partnership. And our students shined so brightly this evening and had such a wonderful time. To see their confidence as they went up there dancing and singing, and just their stage presence and their movement, it was really exciting. And this was also the first time that we've done this, the first of many, we hope. And I'm really excited to share a partnership that we're forming with the Western Justice Center. The Western Justice Center has started this conflict resolution initiative. And what they do is they partner with school districts to really help us to have a sustainable system for conflict resolution, peer mediation, and the practice of restorative practices. And so they provide professional development for our teams, they provide coaching, and then they facilitate, they help us to develop the infrastructure for fostering a secure and inclusive learning environment. And the best thing is the peer connections that are made within the school community through the peer mediation and the conflict resolution. And so we are really excited to start that off. We're starting it off with 3 of our sites next year as just the beginning stages, and then we'll be rolling it out over the next 5 years.
Good evening. Besides hiring and making sure we have all of our employees, sometimes they let us do a little fun things in the personnel department. So go ahead and Robert, go to the next one. So I'd want to invite you all. This Friday is our 20th annual Run for Your Heart event. We do this at Peck Road Park in conjunction with the Royal High School and their cross-country team. It's a wonderful tradition. It's a 1.5-mile course, and we have our 7th and 8th grade boys and girls compete from our 6th junior high. So we have about 200 plus students that show up. If you can see in some of the pictures, you'll see some signs where we've actually had siblings and parents showing up to cheer our runners on. So if you have a little time, 9 a.m. is our first race, and we're usually pretty quick about it, and we're usually done by 11:30, 11 a.m. being our awards ceremony. So again, an invite out to our board if you're interested to show up and cheer on our students. We'd love to have you. And finally, a wonderful tradition that we've had here in the El Monte City School District, probably for 30 plus years, is our service pin recognition, where we honor and recognize our employees for their years of service, not specifically in education, but specifically to the El Monte City School District. And so we honor in increments of 5, so 5, 10, 15, and so on. And this year, we honored 160 employees for a combined 2,790 years of service to our wonderful school district. And some of the notable ones, we have some 35-year recipients: Linda, Marianne, Pam, Elfega, Diana, and Adriana. And then we had our one that we celebrated and cheered on like crazy, our 40-year Cynthia Vicario. And if all things work out well and a person decides not to retire, next year we should have a 45-year recipient. So we're hoping and looking forward to that one as well. But want to just thank the board for your support every year for allowing us to continue this wonderful tradition where we just make sure we honor those that provide service to our students here and our community as well.
Thank you, Mr. Sullenbach. Definitely this evening is a night of celebration, and we continue to share wonderful things happening across the district. Just a few weeks ago, we received notification from the Department of Education that we received a grant that we applied for. We are beyond excited. This is a community school grant. It's a $19 million allocation for all 14 of our schools over the course of 5 years. And this is going to be really extraordinary, an opportunity for us to come together as a school community. We're going to be inviting all members of our school community to come together and really think about how we can continue to add value to our students, to our schools, every single day. And so more information to come in the weeks to come as we get more information from CDE, but I just want to personally take this opportunity to invite you to be a part of our community school planning and more information to follow. And just exciting news. As you can see, not many districts in California have received these allocations, so very exciting for the El Monte City School District. Also, another invitation coming your way as we start to culminate and wind down for the school year. We are hosting our El Monte City School District Band Festival this Thursday, May 23rd at Durfee School. It begins at 6 p.m. If you would like to just hear some good music and see lots and lots of smiles, please join us. This is open to the community so that you can join us in the festivities. And lastly, as we wrap up our cabinet updates, we do have an end-of-the-year video that our team put together. And I did want to say that I want to take this opportunity to just thank our school community for a terrific year. We had many, many lofty goals, and we surpassed them. So as we wrap up the 23-24 year, I want to express my deepest gratitude for the entire team, their dedication, tremendous effort, the camaraderie in our district. I also want to thank the board for your leadership, your vision, and your commitment to our students and their families. We know that you are an active voice in this community, and you drive powerful initiatives that are always student-centered. Thank you so much. Enjoy the video.
Thank you so much for those wonderful cabinet reports. They're always good, but end of the year one is really special, especially with the trips that our students did. Thank you, everybody, for the videos and pictures, everything that went into putting those together. Next item on our agenda is we have a few student speakers who are going to talk to us about their Washington, D.C. trip. Kevin Valle of Wright School and Elise Robles of Columbia School.
President Rivas, governing board members, and community members. We were really excited about the videos that we were able to play for you this evening, but we also thought equally as important is the ability to bring some of our students that actually got to experience this wonderful opportunity trip to come in and share their experiences with the board. And we've invited two of our outstanding students to share a little bit about their experience. So we're going to begin with Kevin Valle from Frank Wright School.
Good evening, board members, district admins, students, and community members. My name is Kevin Valle, an 8th grade student at Frank Wright. I consider myself and my peers lucky to be able to go on the Washington, D.C. trip. The value of this experience will no doubt shape my thoughts and choices as I move forward in my life and on to high school. My most memorable part, besides the experience of traveling by plane or even staying in a hotel, is that I got to do it all with my peers, which is truly once-in-a-lifetime event. When we got back from our trip, many of our classmates' best memories had to do with staying in the hotel, figuring out who will wake up first to take a shower, where we would place our luggage, who will we share sleeping space with. Even though it may have felt awkward at some times, I feel like this part of the experience has prepared me and my classmates for the future, where we have to learn to work with others, even if we might not always agree. For sure, we learned to laugh through it all, especially at lights out time, where we knew we should be asleep. But eventually, we would start giggling and joke around. I'm thankful for the investment the school district has made in me and my classmates. Don't worry, there was also landmarks and exhibits that stood out for me. It wasn't just about the hotel. Seeing where Martin Luther King Jr. made his famous speech, "I have a dream," made me feel a strong realization of how important his work and how impactful his influence still is, even for my generation. Lessons I learned in history came alive, especially when I got to visit the White House. It was amazing, surreal, and something I will never forget. The entire experience made me appreciate even how fortunate I am to be here. I think my friends and classmates feel the same way. I hope the district continues to offer our students this opportunity because there is so much that we benefit from. Students get to connect with the past that is held in these landmarks. We visit and helps in the landmarks we visit and helps anyone hoping to see American history in person come alive. Thank you for your time.
We did know that there was some giggling and after-hour chatter after lights out, but we understood that was all part of the trip. Thank you so much. Kevin, at this time, I'd like to invite Elise Robles to please come up and also share her experience.
Good morning, board members. Ms. Beth Rivas, Mr. Cesar Peralta, Ms. Lizette Mendez Garcia, Mr. David Segrist, Ms. Jennifer Cobian, Dr. Garcia, Dr. Pinedo, Mr. Sollenbach, and Mr. Herrera, and board member attendees. I'm Elise Robles, an 8th grader at Columbia School, and I'm here to give my report on the second week of the 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip. Our trip starts at 2:30 in the morning when we are at school getting ready to leave campus to head to the airport. All of our students were tired yet still giggling with excitement. Chaos arrived when my group was minutes away from missing our flight, having to run to our gate. At last, we made it late, but it was smooth sailing from there. When the plane ascended, you can hear faint giggles and screams from the students. It was amazing to listen to the students' reactions to ascending, especially when most of our 8th graders have never been on a plane. As soon as we got off our bus, we drove off to a hectic schedule. We saw so many exciting and surprising things while in D.C. It was surreal and beautiful to be across the country sharing this moment with friends. One of my favorite parts about this trip was the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. One thing that stood out was not only did they have One One thing that stood out was not only did the museum have American culture represented, like Oprah's Golden Mike from her show, Captain America's shield, and the original Sesame Street puppets. They also had Latino culture represented as well, such as one of Selena's outfits, Walter Mercado's cape and orb, and quetzales, which are Guatemalan currency. Looking back on the trip, I am grateful I got to go and experience Washington, D.C., exploring our nation's capital. I feel that 8th grade students have bonded and become closer, sharing the same experiences with everyone else who went on the trip. My friends, whom I shared a room with, are now like my sisters and feel closer to each other because of this trip. A special thank you to our Almani City School District Board members for letting our schools enjoy this trip, parents for letting their kids enjoy this one-of-a-kind opportunity, Chaperones for making sure we are safe during our trip, and World Strides for collaborating with our district to provide students with such an amazing experience, and Mrs. Tran for making sure that this trip can happen. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our excellent student speakers. What an amazing opportunity, and I'm so glad it was a great experience for you guys. It's time now for our board member reports. I'll go ahead and start with you, Mrs. Kobian.
Thank you, and just welcome to everyone here. It's just so great to see so much of our community out to celebrate our students and all the accomplishments of our district. Just wanted to share, there were so many wonderful things going on in the district. Some highlights for me was of course getting to see the service pin recognition ceremony and all the, not only just years of service, but the teachers supporting each other and celebrating each other in those accomplishments. Our musical showcase, and what really stood out to me was the students getting to see the other students perform and getting that, you know, regardless of what school you're from, getting that community support and knowing that there are so many more students out there just like them who enjoy the theater and performing and all of that opportunity. And then finally, last week I got to attend Figure It Out Friday at Cortada, which was a really special celebration. I had not been to that one before, and it was our students who every week they would choose a problem that they wanted to solve or to understand, whether it was how many jumping jacks did they do until they got sweaty, or how do certain bugs live in the ground, and so they learned to research, they learned to find different sources, they learned to figure it out themselves. And just getting to see their poise when they presented the problems that they had and their solutions. It was really a really special event, so I hope that we continue to support that as well. And then finally, getting to recognize our teachers. I know EMETA celebrated the Day of the Teacher a few weeks back, and again, just really nice to see everyone come together and celebrate all the different levels of support that help make this district what it is. So thank you. That's it for me today.
Thank you. Mr. Peralta?
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to my first meeting on the board. I am the newest board member here. Just a little bit about myself. I am a lifelong resident of the city of El Monte. While I grew up here, I went to Epiphany and Cantwell High School in Montebello, and I graduated from USC with my bachelor's from there. A little bit more about myself. I have 3 daughters. My oldest daughter graduated from Columbia School, went to El Monte High School, and from El Monte to Rio Hondo. Rio Hondo, after there, took her to as far away as North Dakota, and she went to school for another 4 years in North Dakota, where she completed her bachelor's, now her master's, and she's beginning her career as a teacher in Arizona. My next oldest is a graduate of Monte High School, and she just finished her first year at Arizona Western, where she was playing softball. And now my youngest is a first grader at Columbia School. So there's a big gap in between there, and I'm starting all over again. But I'm experiencing being a parent in the district again, and now I'm experiencing being a parent on the board as well. So I'm hoping to bring a different perspective, a newer perspective, as well as one of a parent whose daughters have gone through this system. I also want to express to the students in the audience, you start here, you're going to probably find yourself going to a lot of different places. I'm happy for you 8th graders that got to go all the way to Washington, D.C. and have that experience. I myself have never been to D.C., so that I can only imagine what that felt like, especially as an 8th grader. And I'm looking forward to, for my youngest at least, to maybe possibly have that experience as well. I also attended the musical performances, and my little one is very inspired and looking forward to next year, where she's hoping she can participate in those things as well. And at any time, you may find me at some softball field, one or another. I coach in the El Monte Phillies softball organization, and I also coach at El Monte High School. I coach the varsity softball team over there as well. So if I track dirt into this place once in a while, it's probably because I came straight from a field somewhere. So I hope to see a lot of you out there as I continue to go out into the community a little bit more and see the different schools besides Columbia, which I've been to a lot. But thank you.
Thank you so much. Mrs. Mendez Garcia.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. First, I want to let Vera, Kevin, and Elise know, thank you for being here, and you guys did such a great job. You know, there's one thing seeing the videos, and thank you, Robert, for making them, but it's another thing from hearing from our students and just those little details, right? Because yes, we sent you to DC to learn about history and culture, but also remember this is the experience of being on an airplane and being in a hotel for the first time. Just reminds us again about all those little experiences that was our vision as a board, right? We want to make sure that our students graduate not just with those academic skills, but also experiences and interests and a spark of interest, so that when they continue on to high school and beyond, they really have an understanding of the various things that they're capable of experiencing and those opportunities that they can have in the future. So thank you so much for sharing that. Second thing I want to highlight, it is Classified Week. So I want to thank all of our classified staff for all of the work that you do. You are really one of the biggest layers of foundation for the El Monte City School District to ensure that our students feel safe and are taken care of and are fed. And I can go on and on for all the things that our classified staff do. So thank you so much to our classified staff. Congratulations to all of our 8th graders who will be promoting. I'm so glad that many of you had this great experience to end your years with the El Monte City School District. And so congratulations, and we wish you the best as you move on to high school. And I look forward as well to all of the summer opportunities that we will be providing our students. Maybe I can sneak into some of them, maybe. Right?
Of course.
Or I already said I'll chaperone the DC trip. I think Mr. Peralta, I think he's available to chaperone because I haven't been to DC either. So thank you.
Thank you.
I have a long list, and I hope I can be as brief as possible. A, congratulations to those speakers that we saw tonight. They were wonderful. I spent 3 days as a volunteer along with my wife at the California State PTA Convention. And if all of you want to get a great education, go to CAPTA.org and learn about LCFF, funding, everything about education. And it's in English and Spanish. I have to say that Dr. Garcia was wrong. She told me that at the musical showcase I would be wowed. I was super wowed. It was beautiful, and thank you so much for reminding me to show up to that. Yesterday I had a wonderful experience here in El Monte at the American Legion Post 261, American Legion Auxiliary Girls State, District 18 Girls State T, the orientation T. I was picked as the person to run the technology with the videos and the rest, and thank goodness it worked out. If you don't know this, it's a program that we will explain a little later about Girls State and Boys State. I am the chairman of the Boys State program here in our district, and I send 5 boys from El Monte High School for the first time we've ever done that. May 24th is National Poppy Day, so if you see some people with poppies, please promote that, support it. The poppies, if you see them, they're made by veterans in the hospitals. All the funding goes to help veterans and their families. Another one is I spent a full day at Fernando Ledesma Continuation High School and with a principal, and I learned that it's one of the premier continuation high schools in the state of California. They were awarded a special distinction from the state. Finally, I got to witness live, and you could see this archived. If you go to the EMUHSD El Monte Union High School District Live archive, you will see the welcome that was given to Dr. Jose Gomez, the new superintendent, president of Pasadena City College, and Ryan Liu, who is the District 6 representative, part of it's El Monte at the Pasadena Community College. It's the first time a president of PCC has ever come to a district, this district or the high school district, and the first time that the board member from District 6 has ever come to a board meeting in our high school district. And finally, I will say this is Jewish American Heritage Month, and I hope all of you will remember that the Jewish American heritage goes back over 300 years. And I will close by saying, do some research. Look up the man named Solomon Haim, who saved this country. He was a Jewish immigrant from Poland. And when General Washington said he had no more musicians, he ran out of food, supplies for the troops, he said, get me Solomon Haim. He recovered enough money to support the battle at Yorktown. That was the final battle. Had he not won that battle, we would not be free of England. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Segrist. And for myself, as I sat at the musical showcase and watched the amazing performances from each one of our schools, I couldn't help but think that this year has really been a dream come true in a lot of ways. We don't have to mention the years past when students were confined and couldn't go anywhere, and this year we got to send students places that we could only dream that we would be able to send them before, and for the students to be up on stage just thriving and singing and dancing with their friends. For me, it really represented what a wonderful year this has been. So thank you to every single staff member, teacher, volunteer, administrator who really has made this a special year. It is now time for our presentations, our recognitions. So I would like to invite the board to step forward in front, and we'll be calling our recognees forward momentarily.
Thank you, President Rivas. As you guys are getting all settled, this evening we are celebrating employees, we're celebrating students as a culmination to this wonderful, wonderful year. As you're going to continue to hear, that's definitely our theme. We're going to kick off our celebrations this evening with our Teacher of the Year, Mr. Peter Lamb. So we are thrilled to announce that Mr. Peter Lamb from Gidley School is the El Monte City School District's Teacher of the Year. His exceptional dedication and positive impact on students and the entire school community have brought us immense pride and inspiration. Mr. Lamb is a true role model and a devoted educator who values the importance of building strong connections with his students. His commitment to creating a positive and safe learning environment where trust and respect thrive is commendable. What sets Mr. Lamb apart, is his unique talent for tapping into students' interests and motivating them to take charge of their campus. Gidley's thriving Earth Club, which Mr. Lamb spearheads, has been a catalyst in the school's beautification mission. Students have fostered sustainability through their recycling campaigns, flourishing vegetable gardens, and planters around campus. Earth Club is also responsible for the vibrant mural designs that adorn Gidley's halls. Moreover, under Mr. Lamb's guidance, the Photography Club provides students with a platform to explore their artistic interests and create lasting memories for their school community. If a student shows artistic potential, you better believe that Mr. Lamb actively seeks them out to boost their confidence and nurture their talent. It's truly an honor to have Mr. Lamb in our district and to call him our Teacher of the Year. His exceptional dedication and positive impact have earned him this well-deserved recognition. Please join me in recognizing Mr. Peter Lamb. Thank you, Mr. Lamb. Mr. Lamb, would you like to say a few words? No pressure.
Come over here, buddy.
Next on our agenda is recognition of Classified Employee of the Year.
Thank you. This evening, it is with great pleasure as we kick off, as Mrs. Mendez Garcia announced, Classified Week. We get to recognize Miss Marilyn Edwards as our Employee of the Year. If you know Marilyn, you would agree with me that she is someone that we all admire and is a remarkable individual. With an impressive tenure of over 38 years, I think she started when she was 10 or something like that. Many of us have had the privilege of working alongside Marilyn and have witnessed firsthand the incredible impact that she has had on Cherry Lee and our district community. Her dedication, commitment to students, the team, the families have been unwavering throughout her remarkable career. This year in particular, she continued to shine brightly, from her meticulous planning of leadership days and parent nights to her role as Cherry Lee's unofficial historian. She documents every club activity, accomplishment, and spirit day. Marilyn's passion for our mission and values is truly inspiring. Her efforts also extend beyond the classroom as she ensures that Cherry Lee students can see themselves represented within the campus walls, fostering a sense of belonging and pride in their achievements. Marilyn's 38 years of service is a testament to her dedication to our school community and her commitment to creating a nurturing environment for all. We do have a special announcement that we've been holding near and dear to our hearts this evening, or that we wanted to share with you in particular this evening. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Sollenbach.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia. Not only are we lucky enough to have an incredible El Monte City School District Classified Employee of the Year, standing in this room is also the Los Angeles County Classified Employee of the Year.
As you can imagine, there are many schools in Los Angeles County with many, many employees, and Marilyn stands out as a shining bright star, and we love her. Congratulations, Marilyn.
Next, we will be recognizing our Migrant Ed speech winner.
It is a pleasure to invite Jasmine Benitez Ramos to please come forward. Jasmine is a sixth grader from Durfee School in the dual language program, and she recently represented the El Monte City School District in the Migrant Education Program. She advanced to the Speech and Debate State Tournament on May 4th in Monterey County, accompanied by LACO Region 10. She competed against other sixth graders in Spanish. Jasmine performed admirably. She secured first place in the prepared speech and second place in the extemporaneous speech. This achievement was a testament to the unwavering support she received from her parents, coaches, and Migrant Ed staff, all of whom were cheering her on. Jasmine is an amazing student who participates in many programs offered by the school district. She is part of Soccer for Success, musical theater, mariachi, gate, and sixth grade band. She recently has been invited to participate in the advanced math classes over the summer and is part of Durfee's first-generation dual immersion program. Outside of school, she is involved in Taekwondo and is a black belt. The weekend before she went to the speech state tournament, she competed in the state competition for Taekwondo. She won and qualified for the national competition in July in Texas. Jasmine, we're so very proud of you, and we also want to thank Miss Rebecca Ramsey, Miss Erika Espinosa, and Miss Nancy Gomez, who coached her to get her to this place. Congratulations, Jasmine.
Next, we will be recognizing our Tech Trek finalists.
So we're thrilled to celebrate the remarkable achievements of enthusiasm of our young women in STEAM. Tech Trek is a unique summer camp that we offer in the El Monte City School District. We participate for middle school girls and give them the chance to explore science, technology, engineering, mathematics in an immersive university setting. For 1 week, Our students live on a college campus, either UC San Diego or Whittier College, attend labs and classes, and get a taste of college life. Our goal in providing this opportunity is to inspire girls to pursue STEM careers by exposing them to the various fields through hands-on experiences, workshops, and demonstrations. They will hear from accomplished women in STEAM and receive guidance on choosing the right high school classes to prepare them for future careers. Being a part of Tech Treks is a special honor. Students must first be nominated by their 7th grade teachers. Students selected demonstrated genuine enthusiasm for STEM, curiosity, and potential, regardless of their academic standing. We are very fortunate to sponsor 14 7th grade girls from our middle schools this year. Now let's take this opportunity to welcome the outstanding girls who will be representing El Monte City School District in Tech Trek. Beginning with Salah Hall. Cassandra Beltran. Allison Jimenez. Genesis Rodriguez. Alma Alberto. Alicia Reyes. Emily Correa Cordova. Leilani Garcia Ponce. Violeta Pacheco. Ashley Hernandez. Sofía Soto. Madison Trong. Sarah Alex Ortega. And Emma Lopez. Congratulations to this outstanding group of young ladies who will be representing El Monte City School District in Tech Trek this year. And be on the lookout. This is your next Nobel Peace Prize winner solving one of our world's issues.
And lastly, we will be recognizing our American Legion Award winners. So we're going to do this a little differently. We're going to
call up the students by school, and then we'll take the opportunity to take pictures and then move on to the next school instead of calling all the names. Sound good? All right, but first, let's hear about American Legion. Every year, our district has the privilege of selecting exemplary students who embody the traits celebrated by the American Legion. This evening, we are recognizing these students who have been selected by their respective sites. This award is the most prestigious award that our district offers. Nationally, thousands of American Legion Award winners work in influential places like government, cities, businesses, and schools. The traits of an American Legion awardee are honesty, patriotism, courage, scholarship, and leadership. These characteristics are the ones that the recipients of this award have demonstrated not only in their 8th grade year, but throughout their years with the El Monte City School District. They may have been a part of school groups, clubs, organizations, helped others with academics, volunteered in our beautiful community, and even shared their creative side. All of these endeavors require courage and leadership to go against the grain, be different, and make a difference. It is really my distinct pleasure to celebrate these outstanding students, and we're going to begin. I'd like to invite also, we do have some guests with us this evening from American Post 8, and that's Post Commander Alex Herrera and Danielle Lafaux.
Good evening. My name is Alex Herrera. I am the post commander for Post 8, Los Angeles. I'm also the district commander for District 17, which encompasses from Tahunga down to Huntington Beach. We have 11 posts in my district, and some of them are a bit late right now in membership. But anyway, you have quite a program. I'm quite amazed. Although the American Legion was founded in 1919 by Theodore Roosevelt Jr. after World War I, and one of the precepts is education, veterans' ability, youth activities, and security, national security. But I'm not here to talk about the American Legion. I'm here to make presentations for those students who have exceeded expectations, and I marvel at their achievement. Are you ready?
Thank you. So we will begin with Columbia School. I'd like to invite the honorable mentions, Paxton Parps and Andrea Castaneda. Please come forward. Paxton Parps and Andrea Castaneda. The award recipients for Columbia School, Elise Robles and William Schindler. William Scheidler.
This would help you. It's on the certificate.
Congratulations to William, Elise, Paxton, and Andrea. Next, we're going to invite students from Potrero School. Honorable mention, Yaretsi Murillo Torres and Brian Yang. Please come on up. And the award recipients, Julieta Contreras and Brisa Dominguez. Congratulations, Potrero, Julieta, Brisa, Yaretsi, and Brian. We're so proud of you. Our next school is Durfee School. I'd like to invite honorable mention Dylan Chu and Elena Verity to please come up. Our award recipients, American Legion Award recipients from Durfee are Carlos Gonzalez Vega and Jenny Wong. Let's give them a big round of applause, Dylan and Elena. Thank you. Our next school is Rio Hondo School, and I'd like to invite honorable mentions Yito Chen and Nathan Munoz to please come on up. Award recipients for Rio Hondo School are Caitlin Wynn and Matthew Dillon Wilson. Let's give them a big round of applause. Congratulations. Next, we will be recognizing students from Gidley School. I'd like to invite Osvan Heredia and Yashiel Mesa to please come on up as honorable mentions for Gidley School. American Legion recipients for Gidley School, Enrique Mercado and Sadie Williams.
Okay. It's quite unique. It has, it starts with courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, and scholarship. It has the lamp of light over a book and our emblem on it. It's quite unique, and it's something that these kids have earned, really earned.
Congratulations, Gidley. And last but not least, recipients and honorable mentions for Frank Wright School. I'd like to invite Huang Lee and Kevin Valle to please come and join us. And Frank Wright School Award recipients are Irma Delgado and John Chow. We're very proud of all of the students that you heard get called up this evening. They truly are remarkable. And if you can just please join me in one more round of applause for all of the students that were recognized this evening.
Thank you for inviting us. It's been an honor. This is our, I think, our third or fourth year we're here. The one that used to come here was Jess Morales. He was unable to attend due to an illness, but he's the one that brought us into this event. And I'd like to thank you again and mention that my adjutant here is running for Department Sergeant at Arms. It's quite prestigious. She gets to wear a white cover, which is up in the world. Okay, and have a nice evening, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here for for all of these celebrations. And at this time, we're going to have a break. Oh, okay.
I'd like to call my fellow Legionnaires back up for a special gift. Okay. This is an actual poppy from my garden. And if you notice, my cap is a little different. This is from my grandpa. He was in World War I. He was in combat for 200 days in France against the best of the German army. They fought for 4 years. Our guys just went over there as boots and got into combat. These are actual seeds from Flanders fields. And let me tell you one thing about you. Want to turn on this way? 8th graders graduating. My generation was school I went to, one of the many I went to. 8th graders had to recite a poem. It was called Flanders Fields. If you ever go to Belgium, there's over 100,000 veterans buried in that cemetery. We had to recite Flanders Fields from memory. No paper. They said, you got to do it or you're not going to 9th grade. And here's how it goes. In Flanders Fields, where the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row. And in the sky, the lark, still bravely singing fly. We're the dead. Short days ago, we lived, loved, were loved. And now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields. Remember, that was the 8th grade ticket to go to 9th grade. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Segrist. So it's been a wonderful evening of celebration. Before we move on to the rest of the board meeting, we'll be taking a 5-minute break. And you're welcome to stay for the remaining of the meeting or go on home to your families. Thank you.
There is a photo booth on the other side and still refreshments, so please make your way that way. If you want to take photos, families, there is a photo booth set up with the EMCSD backdrop.
Thank you. After an extended break, we'll be resuming our meeting at 6:39. It's time for public comment. Have we received any cards for public comment? Okay. And then for written communications?
No written communication has come forward.
Thank you. Then it will be time for us to go into closed session. We will be discussing number 1, consideration of approval of conference with the legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to Government Code, Section 54956.9A, OAH number 2024-030745, and item 2, closed session item pursuant to Government Code 54957.6, conference with labor negotiators, META and CSEA. And item 3, closed session items pursuant to Government Code 54957, Public Employee Performance Evaluation, Superintendent.
He's able to get to his computer, though.
Okay, we will be resuming the open meeting at 7:19. And we were just in closed session. For item 1, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9A, OAH number 2024-030745. During the just concluded closed session, the board voted to approve the settlement agreement for OAH number 2024-030745. Motion made by Cobian, seconded by Mendez Garcia. 5 ayes, 0 nays. And no other action was taken. It's time for the approval of the minutes. For the consideration of approval of minutes for the April 15th, 2024 meeting, do I hear a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Motion made by Mrs. Cobian,
I will second.
seconded by Mrs. Mendez Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
I think I have to abstain on this one.
Thank you. Opposed? Motion carries 4-0 with 1 abstention. For the consideration approval of minutes for the April 22nd, 2024 meeting, do I hear a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Motion made by Mrs. Cobian,
I will second.
seconded by Mrs. Mendez Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And same abstention.
Thank you. Nays, motion carries 4-0 with 1 abstention. For reports, we have a report on the 2023-2024 certificated employee to administrator ratio.
Thank you, President Rivas. Governing Board, this is an annual report. Many years ago, it was a required report and document that was submitted to the CDE. And what it does is it gives a formula for determining a ratio for the number of administrators you can have based on your number of certificated employees. And so this is something we still see as a valuable source of information, and so we continue to bring this report every year. And so for this year, based on the ratio formula, we could have 36.54 administrators, and currently we have 27. So we are well below the allowable ratio.
All right, thank you. Next, we have a public hearing presentation of CSEA and its Chapter 10 initial proposal to reopen negotiations for the 2023-2024 school year. The Educational Employment Relations Act, EERA, specifically Government Code Section 3547, requires that all initial proposals of the exclusive representative and the district which relate to matters within the scope of representation be presented at a public meeting of the governing board. In large part, the purpose of this sunshining requirement is to inform the public about the issues to be negotiated, to afford the public a full opportunity to express their views on the issues, and for the public to know the positions of their elected representatives. CSEA in its Chapter 10 has presented their initial proposals for the 2023-2024 reopener negotiations with the El Monte City School District. Is there anyone who wishes to comment on the CSEA 10's initial proposal? Seeing none, is there a motion to adopt CSEA and its Chapter 10's initial proposal for
I'll
negotiations?
make the motion.
And I'll second.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Segrist and seconded by Mr. Peralta. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Moving on to the action consent agenda, are there any items that a board member would like to pull for separate consideration? Okay, hearing none. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
And I'll second.
Motion made by Mrs. Mendez Garcia, seconded by Mr. Peralta. Any discussion?
I just want to say, I know the contract for Center Stage is included in some of this, and just want to, again, just how much appreciation for that partnership and the the quality of educating our educators and those who led the program. Just really appreciate what that was able to bring to our district and those who were able to make that happen. So thank you.
Absolutely. Any other discussion?
I would just like to make note of, I know we have a retirement from one of our principals, Ms. Borja, so thank you so much for your years of service as an administrator.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. For action items, item 1, consideration of approval of El Monte City School District Board Vice President. At this time, any board member may nominate in the form of a motion anybody for the position of vice president. As you know, when our board member Christina left, that left the vacancy of the vice president. So at this time, anybody may make a motion to nominate vice president for our board.
I'd like to nominate Ms. Cobian.
I'll second. And any discussion? Okay, then we'll go ahead and have a vote. All those in favor of selecting Mrs. Cobian to be the board vice president, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Congratulations, Mrs. Cobian. And you've served as president before very, very well, and so absolutely looking forward to you being in this role.
Thank you.
Okay, item 2, consideration of approval of declaration of need for the fully qualified educators for the 2024-2025 school year.
Thank you, President Rivas. Every year, districts are required to submit a declaration of needs based on their anticipated needs in terms of positions for the coming school year. This is something we do submit every year. The numbers in regards to the positions are just estimated. I think there's only been one year where we actually had to hire on a permit. And in order to hire on a permit, which means we were not able to find a credentialed person for that position, we must have this declaration of needs board approved and then sent to the CDE. So annually, we bring this before you for consideration of approval, and so we're doing so again this year.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Motion made by Mrs. Cobian,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Peralta. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 3, consideration of approval of collective bargaining settlement between California School Employees Association and its Chapter 356 and EMCSD, effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024, accompanied with AB 1200 documentation.
Thank you, President Rivas. We're pleased to bring before you for consideration would be the tentative agreements for our 23-24 negotiations with CSEA Chapter 356, which represent our child development instructors. Some of the highlights for it would be an 8% on schedule, and then an increase in benefits to $16,830 for this current school year, and then an increase for the coming school year based on the percent of increase that we will see on our PPO 90% plan. There's some language updates as well in regards to acknowledgement of people who will sit on the various hiring panels. And then we updated a little bit of the vacancy language as well to reflect current practices and prep practices.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Thank you. Motion made by Mr. Peralta. Is there a second?
I will second.
Seconded by Mrs. Mendez Garcia. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. And item 4, consideration of approval of cabinet contract amendments due to annual salary step increase for the 2024-2025.
Thank you, President Rivas. Before you are the contract amendments for the deputy superintendent and the assistant superintendent positions. Back in 2012, AB 1344 was added to Labor Code, which then changed the way contracts can be acknowledged for cabinet level positions. And so for cabinet level positions, you can have a contract that has an automatic annual renewal, but it can't have an automatic salary increase, or vice versa. It can't have both of those. In the education system, we have salary schedules which have step increases every year. Every employee within our district has an annual step increase. And that's no different for the deputy superintendent and the assistant superintendent salary schedules. But because of AB 1344, in order for those to go into effect, it has to be board approved with an update to our contract. And so the contract amendments for those three positions are before you for consideration.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Motion made by Mrs. Cobian. Is there a second?
I will second.
Seconded by Mrs. Mendez Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to the discussion session. Item 1, 2024-2025 planning. I'm going to let Dr. Garcia lead us in that part of the discussion.
Thank you, President Rivas. I just want to share just my excitement in tonight's board meeting as I saw many kids in the audience, staff, families. It just really speaks to all of the wonderful things that are happening in El Monte City School District. And I think, while this is a very important agenda, really thinking about how we want to move forward, right? And just take the very best of 23-24 into the 24-25 school year. I'm really eager to have a study session with the board to talk about how we want to move forward as a district. There's lots of changes coming our way. We know that there's budget issues within the state. We know that we're dealing with declining enrollment. And at the same time, this evening, we approved a contract to work with a consultant to do a strategic plan for the district. This is going to be a 5-year plan that we're going to be able to put forth for our school community and just really create that focus and precision about, what we're going to do and how we're going to invest our resources in the next 5 years. And I'm really eager and excited to invite our community to be a part of that plan and part of that thinking and want to work through those details with the board. We also started talking about our master facility plan, and we did wonderful work with the architects. They went around and they visited all of our school sites. They really took inventory of all of our assets, right? And this district has been very, very fortunate that we've had the leadership, we've had the support to bring forth bonds that allow us to take our district to the next level. And so this is an opportunity for us to pause, look at, what are some options for us in a master facility plan, start prioritizing some of those projects and think through how we want to fund those projects in the future. And so this evening, I'd like to invite you to consider a special study session to talk about all things 24-25 in the context of a master facility plan and a strategic plan. I'm looking at June 22nd as a special study session. We'd begin around 8:30 in the morning and conclude maybe 3 or 3.5 hours, 4 hours after. I would work with Mrs. Rivas and the different guests that I'd like to come in to talk about the master facility plan, the strategic plan, to create an agenda and share that with you. Does June 22nd work for the board for a special study session?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Segrist?
The date again?
June 22nd, it's a Saturday.
Should be okay.
Okay.
All right, very good. You came at the right time. Master facility plan and strategic plan. It's great. Okay. And
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And are there any other discussion items? Obviously, those two are probably the biggest thing anyone could dream up, but if there are any others that a board member would like to add to a future agenda, any at this time? Okay. Then I would like to adjourn the meeting at 7:34.
It's pretty loud on that.